Hi, I'm Maarten of Flute Lab in Amsterdam, lovely city. Please visit me if you're around. And today I want to talk to you about Oscar. I'm a woodwind maker specialized in adaptive woodwind instruments and ergonomic flute head joints. So I'll just show, this is one of my ergonomic head joints, the vertical flute. But today we're not talking about flutes, we're talking about saxophones. Here comes. This is Oscar, and this is the subject matter of today. So this is Oscar. As you can see, Oscar is an alto saxophone, and I have rebuilt it, adapted, so it can be played with one hand only. The name Oscar was invented by the owner, and so we call it Oscar. I don't know why. It is based on the Yanagisawa alto sax, which is a lovely instrument, so it's a pleasure to work on. I will just show it to you. Isn't it beautiful? As you can see, it has a very special, unusual keywork, which is actually built as a layer over the existing keywork. So this is Oscar, and why did I make her? Or is it him? I don't know. Oscar was commissioned by the owner, who had a medical condition which caused the loss of control of her left arm. So she couldn't use the left arm anymore. And she very much wanted to play the saxophone. And she asked me, can I make this for her? And I said yes. I think adaptive instruments should be easy to play. Of course, it's harder than an ordinary saxophone, but not that hard. So I'll sort of explain how the keywork works. If you don't do anything, it'll play G. Let's just do that. So, put the cap away. I know it sounds a B flat, but as you know, the alto saxophone is a transposing instrument. So if you see a G written, that's what you play. Back to the keys, please. So if you press this key, you play F, E, and D, just like an ordinary saxophone. Let's listen to it. And for good measure, low C. To play the higher notes, you use these keys. You see there is an extra set of keys right next to the F, E, and D. This one will play A, B, and for the C we use a fork, this one. And all three opens the entire top hand section. We get C sharp. That's how you play the Oscar one-handed saxophone. So how do you actually play on the one-handed saxophone? Because you need all fingers of the hand to operate the key mechanism. You can't hold the instrument at the same time, so you need a stand. I made this. Well, I didn't really make it. This is an existing Hercules stand. Very good brand, very solid. I changed the angle a little bit, and this stand has the advantage. If you put the bell into here, it closes the arm so the instrument sits secure. So here it goes. I'll just grab it. Come here, Oscar. Here it goes. Comes in here from a And there it is, ready to play. Remove the cap. And from here it's play ready. And because you all asked, a little song on the one-handed saxophone. And as you will notice very shortly, I'm not a saxophone player. So, as we always should do, put the cap back on the mouthpiece, and I would explain shortly how it works. As I told you before, the lower hand keys are pretty original. I changed the pearls into square keys, so it's easier to change into the extra keys. The extra keys, this is where it happens. So I press this, a long rod moves up here, and there's a couple of ball joints here, and they push the G key open. The next one pushes the A key open, and this one pushes the B key open. And at the same time, the C sharp opens. What happens? The G, A and B keys have their springs reversed, but the C sharp and the B flat don't. So if you open the A, the B flat opens with it. If I close A, B flat closes along with the A. That is basically how the mechanism works. On the rear, this is the octave key, which is extended all the way to the right thumb. This is the new thumb rest, which lacks the hook as you have normally on the instrument, so you can move around with your thumb. One place to move is down. This will play low B, again with a mechanism of levers and ball joints, and this one will play low B flat. The new thumb rest itself is 3D printed. And that is how Oscar works. One question I often get is, how do you make these instruments? And they start with a lot of talking, with emailing, with telephoning. People who contact me don't know from day one what is possible, what they want, what they can afford. So we first look into what instrument is appropriate, what needs to be done, what do they really want to play? Do they want to play on a professional level? Do they want to play in an amateur band? Will they be standing, sitting? What is the level of dysfunction, etc., etc. And only once there is a complete image, I'll make a sort of preliminary design, sketch, if you want, upon which I can base a cost estimate. And only once my customer has an idea of the cost, and we can agree of what needs to be done, and what needs to be paid, and what instrument we will be using, then I can start work. Only once we agree on exactly what needs to be done, I take the instrument apart, and there the physical work starts. I disassemble the instrument to the very last screw, spring and pad. So now I have the delacquered parts, all 170 of them. And the next phase of the instrument building starts. And it starts with measuring. I use a setting out machine to measure exactly the distances and the angles of the tone holes and the pillars. And I write it all down in a spreadsheet. And from there it goes into a CAD program, which I use for the actual design, and in which I analyze all the angles and distances, etc., and where I actually design the final keywork. Then I start making all the keys, and you see how many there are. I make them out of brass, solid brass sheet, rod, and I cut them out, I mill them on the milling machine, and then I join the parts with silver solder on a very high temperature to make very strong bonds. And this is the part of the whole making process that takes by far the longest time, the making and assembly of the keyworks. The parts that go on the body themselves are silver, they are soft solder to the body with another type of solder, so I don't anneal the metal. Some of the tone holes need to be closed off or moved around the bore. So this is the location of the old F sharp. The ear used to be the side C natural key, and over here is the high F, which has moved over to this location. So I made an entirely new hole and soldered it in place. Once everything is done and ready and put together, I test the instrument in the drying, so to say, and then I send it off, and everything is polished and lacquered again. So it looks as good as it does now. I get it back from the factory, from the lacquering place, and then I put in back all the keys, all the springs, all the screws, all the felts, the corks, the pads. Just so you know, originally I start out with 170 parts, and I add another 150 parts of myself, just to indicate how complicated such an instrument really is. So I'm doing some final adjustments to the Oscar one-handed alto saxophone, and I'm not perfectly happy how the B-flat key is working. There's some background noise here, they're working on the building. So I'm taking it off. It's a little bit complicated. This here is the G sharp key, if you can see it. And the screw for the B flat is sort of behind that key, so it's a bit difficult to reach. So and off he goes. Mustn't lose the screw, and off comes the B flat key, and I'm going to treat it with some special powder that is made by a colleague of mine, and see if that works. So there's no stickiness of the pad of the B flat key to the rim of the tone hole, because the springing balance between the A and the B flat is a very delicate situation. So this is what adjusting a saxophone, a one-handed saxophone
now,
looks
Oscar,
like.
the one-handed alto saxophone is ready. And it's about to be sent off to the owner who has been waiting for months and months. And she's dying to start playing it. But of course, first we had to make this film to show it to you. I hope you enjoyed this, and if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer every one of you. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.